right, y'all. So good afternoon. This is Miss Gable, and we have our problem for today that kind of focused on what we did earlier in class today. So what we want to do is sketch the solution to each system of inequalities. Now, this happens to be a system of inequalities that's 3. So we're going to put all 3 inequalities on this same one graph. Okay, now what I want you to do, if you want to go ahead and pause the video and you can try it for yourself. Well, remember, Miss Gable does videos so that if you want to rewind, you can. You can turn on closed caption if you don't understand something that I'm saying, or you can always hit repeat so that you can hear what's going on. So let's go ahead and get started with this one. So the first thing that I want to point out to you is that when we have any type of inequality or whatnot, what we really want to look at is the basic form, not really basic, but slope-intercept form, okay, where M is going to be the slope and B is going to be the y-intercept. So what I'm going to start with this first inequality is determining what is the slope before I even graph, and what is going to be the y-intercept, okay? So if I look here, what you have in front of the x term is your slope. So my slope here is a half, and my y-intercept ends up being a -2, okay? So what this means, when I start graphing, I'm going to start at the point 0, -2. Okay, and my direction for my graph, it could be, since it's a 1/2 and it's positive, I'm going to go up 1 from point 0, -2, and to the right 2. Okay, so if you want to give yourself a chance to try and do it on your own, you can. Just hit the pause button, and I'll be right with you in just a second. With you, Ms. Gable really can't decide which better with or without the light, okay? But I started at 0, -2, and my slope is going to be 1/2. So that means from 0, -2, I go up 1 and right 2, okay? With 2 points, I have a line, but I can do it again. From here, I'm going to go up 1 and right 2. So I have a positive slope. All I'm going to do now is just go ahead and graph my line as best as I can. So I'm going to pause it. You draw your line too. So that's going to be my line where, I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. That's my line where y is going to be greater than half x minus 2. Okay, that's my line there. And since it's going to be greater than, that's going to include all of this area that is above the line. That's my section where we go greater. Okay, so that's going to be my first inequality. So what that means is that if I only had that one line, or that one line, this entire section that you see up here with the lines through it is going to be the solution. Okay, so take a second, write that down, pause it if you need to. This is going to be the second inequality that I'm going to start with. So what you see in blue, already done. That's that one there. So now I'm going to go to the one that's right below it. And again, I'm going to point out that important information. So the slope here is going to be my coefficient in front of x. So it's 2. And my y-intercept is going to be whatever follows x. It's going to be 1. Okay. Now, I can rewrite my slope from 2. I want to write it as a fraction so that I have a rise over run already declared. So we'll do 2 over 1. Why? Because I need it as a fraction so I know which way I'm going up or down and which way I'm going left to right. Okay? Because this is a positive 2 over 1 and I'm kind of running out of space, I know that it's going to go up 2 and right 1. Okay? And my y-intercept being 1, I know that no matter what, that's going to be where I begin. It's going to be 0, 1. So now what I'm going to do is draw that line. Pause the video if you like. Okay, so all Miss Gable did was I made a point 0, 1. Okay, that's going to be the start of my second line. And from 0, 1, according to my notes here, my slope is 2. I'm going to go up 2 and right 1. 0, 1, 1, 2 up, right 1. Okay, so my next point is at 1, 3. I can go 1, 2 up again and 1 to the right. Now I have another point that's on that same line. So then at that point, you want to just take yourself a straight edge of some sort and then just go ahead and draw your line. Now what I want you to notice on my first line, it was a dashed line. This line is also going to be a dashed line. My reasoning for having a dashed line is because I don't have a solid line underneath this inequality. It's just going to be the less than sign. So for that reason alone, we're going to have a dashed line. All right. Almost done. There we go. All right. So this is going to be the line where y is less than 2x plus 1. And since it's going to be the line where it's less than 2x minus 1, I'm going to shade the section that is less than this line. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm still at work. But this is going to be the section where we go less than. Okay? So what you have right here, and if you missed it in class, it's okay. I'm saying it again. This section right in here, that's going to be the solution for the two lines that we have here. Why? Because that is the section where the lines overlap. Okay? So then our last line that we have here, okay, so this one is highlighted in the pink, okay, is y is less than or equal to 2, okay. So what's going to happen here is, sorry, looking for a good pen. I wanted to do a different color. All right, our slope once again. And we have to have our y-intercept. Now, just because this line says y is less than or equal to 2, the y-intercept is 2. So that means that this line is going to start or begin at 0, 2. Okay? And the line y is less than or equal to 2. The slope is going to be 0. It's going to be a flat line. Okay? So what that's going to look like is on my graph paper. No matter what, I'm going to start at 0, 2. So what I just made a point here, that is the location of 0, 2. Now, it doesn't really matter, what the x values are. As long as we know on this line right here, this line right here. Okay, this line is the line where y is equal to 2. We don't care what the x values are. Not at this moment. So it's going to be a solid line because it said it had an equal to underneath at the bottom. Okay. So this is going to be my line where y is going to be less than or equal to 2. Okay. Now, let me pause it so I get another highlighter. Okay. So now what you got here, this is my line where y is less than or equal to a negative 2. And so it's going to be all of this section that's going to be below. So I'm going to do this one at a diagonal. Okay. It's going to be everything that leads up to that line that we just drew up in blue. Okay. And so what's going to happen is because we have overlapping right in here, that's going to be our solution. So the solution is going to be from this dashed line to this dash line, and it's going to include the points that's along that line. Okay, so what you have here in the black is going to be your solution. So when we graphing, and you're very fortunate if you have a graph, you can pretty much look at it and determine where the solution is. So if I was to pick this point right here, 1, 0, 1, 0 will be a solution. Okay, 2, 0 will be a solution. 2, 1, and 1, 1 would be solutions because it's all in that area right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead on and take this down, and what I'm going to encourage you to do, and I'm sorry about this week, we can't do tutoring this week, and I apologize for that, but I want you to try your homework. Okay, we always got to give it a try. Okay, remember, Miss Gable loves you very much, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow. Okay, y'all have a good evening. Try your homework, and if you forgot, it's that paper that says 2.4, and it's going to be numbers 1 through 7, because those are fair. Okay?